It's time to wake up and smell the coffee. Today, the 1st of June. It's a brand new month, and you are joined by Diana Master and Glenora Shipura on your favorite morning talk show, Smell the Coffee. How are you doing, girl?
I'm doing very well. And we are at the halfway mark of the year.
Officially, oh my goodness, that's terrifying.
Yes, I didn't want to bring it up because it's like, yeah, how are you doing with the goals?
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like, I have to get my license.
I know.
I have 6 months to get my license.
Yeah.
But I decided I'm not going to tell myself I have 6 months. I'm going to say I have 3 months. I told myself by the 17th of August,
You'll
I
get
have
your
my
license.
driver's license. So it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And like you said, we're officially at like the halfway mark, which means we have 6 months.
And it's a good time to restock, look at what I
Yeah.
plan to do this year, and am I on track or...
Am I on track? What do I need to do to get on track?
Yeah.
Because, you blink and it's over.
Yeah.
I have a theory
Yeah.
that when we were in lockdown, they messed around with the time. Because have you noticed how time is moving ridiculously fast these days? No. Like, hear me out. You get home, because sometimes we do sunset news, right?
Yes.
And you get home at maybe 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And then you just eat, you take a shower, and you blink, and it's midnight. And it's like, where has the time gone?
How did we get here?
How did we get here? Like, honestly. And that time between 9 and 1 o'clock, like 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I swear, you blink and it's gone. I have a theory. I mean, they did say that the Earth is rotating faster, but by like milliseconds. I think it's like 0.5 milliseconds or something.
Yeah.
But it's still rotating faster. But I believe something happened.
I didn't even know
when
that the
lockdown.
Earth was rotating faster, but I know that I've had like time glitches. Like somebody will be like, "Here, I'm here to pick you up. I'm outside." I'm like, "Okay, I'm just quickly gonna get my bag," and then I see like 15 minutes pass by. I'm like,
Exactly.
I was just grabbing a bag.
Exactly, because time is now made up. They changed the time. No one can tell me otherwise.
But
I have
people
a
do
conspiracy
say
theory.
time does not exist. So
Time doesn't exist. I feel like we're
apparently,
living.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched Spy Kids All the Time in the World.
My niece watches.
Yeah.
She loves
So
it. Yeah.
basically, in the movie, everyone was going on their lives, like everything was going well. But someone started to notice, wait a minute, time is moving faster than normal. And everyone is like, no, what do you mean? We still do everything that we do. We get to work, we wake up, get to work, come home, do everything. And so I was like, nah, And then the Spy Kids actually went on a mission and realized that for sure, time was moving like way faster.
Wow.
So I think that's
so we
what's
might be
happening.
living in something like that, or a
Yeah,
simulation.
I believe, well, the world is a simulation anyway. I believe the world is a simulation. Some of the things that have happened in this world, it's like, no.
This can't be for real.
We're like Sims. I think we're Sims.
This can't be for real.
Someone
yeah.
is playing a game. They're like, wouldn't it be funny if this happens? It's like, no, it's not. It's really not funny.
Well, I don't want to get spooked up because of all the conspiracy theories that you're just spewing on me right now. I'm like, what?
I'll let you take a break and take a breather,
yeah,
and then I'll be
like,
back.
Wow.
I'll be back with more conspiracy theories. But on that note, we'll be back with more top stories coming up after the break. Now let's get into our freshly brewed news. New Zealand Airline is asking passengers to weigh in before their flights. New Zealand's national airline is asking passengers to step on the scales before they board international flights. Air New Zealand says it wants to weigh 10,000 passengers during a month-long survey so pilots can better know the weight and balance of their planes before takeoff. But the numbers from the scales won't be flashing up for all to see. There will be no visible display anywhere, the airline promised, and the weigh-in data will remain anonymous even to airline staff. We weigh everything that goes on the aircraft, from the cargo to the meals on board to the luggage in the hold, said Alistair James, a load control improvement specialist for the airline, in a statement. For customers, crew and cabin bags, we use average weights which we get from doing this survey. Indeed, the numbers are required by the nation's industry watchdog, the Civil Aviation Authority. Under the authority's rules, airlines have various options to estimate passenger weight. One option is to periodically carry out surveys like Air New Zealand is doing to establish an average weight. Another option is to accept a standard weight set by the authority. Currently, the authority's designated weight for people 13 and over is 86 kilograms, which includes carry-on luggage. The authority last changed the average passenger weight in 2004, increasing it from 77 kilograms.
Wow. I did see that story. I was scrolling through and I saw that story. I was like, what? They're doing this now? And I was just like, I never really went into depth.
Detail, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, 83 kilograms is, I think it's an unfair ask.
No, okay, the thing is, when I first read the headline,
Yeah.
I was like, no, you shouldn't be weighing people. But then as I read the story, I'm like, oh, this is why they're doing it. Because, you know, people are very sensitive about their weight. There are people that have body dysmorphia and eating disorders. So sometimes when people go to the doctor's hospitals, like now they have these cards where you check whether or not you prefer to be weighed or not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you can literally check, I prefer not to know my weight.
Yeah. Oh, so they will weigh you, but
yeah, but they won't tell you. They won't tell you your weight because it makes you uncomfortable. So now I realize why Air New Zealand is doing this. They're saying that New Zealanders are getting heavier by the year. So now it means that this set weight by the authority would be off, which means that now airlines would probably end up carrying more weight than they're supposed to.
And it can get a little bit dangerous.
Not a little bit, it can get a lot dangerous
yes,
if they miscalculate
Yeah.
how much the airline is, how much the plane is carrying.
But my issue is like having a set weight per person. You know what I'm saying?
The reason they do this is, right, if we have a set weight per person, it makes everything significantly easier. Because imagine if every time you had to go on a plane, you had to be weighed. So that's why they say your luggage, like your carry-on, can't be more than 10 kgs.
No, that I understand.
But like you're saying,
yeah,
in the world, not everyone is going to be like, 77
I know
kgs.
so many guys that are not 83 kilograms. You know what I'm saying?
No, but then the thing is, in a way, it kind of balances out because there are women that are weighing maybe 50 kgs or whatever. So in a way, it kind of like eventually balances out. So now they just need to do this survey because now it's been said that New Zealanders are getting heavier. So now they need to see if this 83 kilograms still fits that.
Does it work?
Does it work? Is it realistic? Because then it means they might have to increase the average weight and say, okay, we'll make it 90 kgs per person.
I think the article that I saw said more airlines are actually turning to this method of weighing the passengers. More, but I didn't get into depth.
No, I think it's just for surveys because like it says here, the last set was in 2004.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's 20 years ago.
We're coming from the pandemic. We were eating a lot during that time.
Hey, now we have air fryers.
Yes.
We're skinnier now.
Exactly. Well, moving on to our next story. Al Pacino is expecting his fourth child at 83. This time with a 29-year-old girlfriend, Noor Al-Fala. The Godfather actor will become an old father once again, just like fellow acting legend Robert De Niro did earlier this year. He has also 3 other children, but Alafa and Pacino's romance only began in April 2022. Now, Alafa, who has worked as a producer, was rumored to have previously dated Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger for over a year until 2018, and in 2019 was later spotted with actor and director Clint Eastwood. Now, she's not, I thought she was a gold digger when I read it at first, but she's not a gold digger, or at least from
your perspective.
Yeah, she's a producer. She's worked in Hollywood. She's a producer. She's done like a couple of stuff, short films, from what I can tell. She's not big, yes, for sure. She's not a big name, whatever. But she comes from money.
So you don't think she's a gold digger at all?
I don't think so. But the question is, but why though?
Hey, what if that's her type?
No. Fine if it's your type, but the child with the 83-year-old.
Because
old
you're
man.
in love and you want to reproduce.
Do you know he will be 101 by the time that kid is 18 years?
Yes, so then he can die and leave his wealth to his
If he's going to make it to 101, we don't know. We don't know.
I mean, he could just, I don't know, set up a trust fund for the kid and yeah.
So how are they going to explain, is this your father? Like, what?
You know, funny story. I actually know of a guy, he was my dad's friend.
Yeah.
This man was like 60 and he had a kid, like a baby.
Wow.
So every time he would take his child to school, everyone would be like, oh, hey, your grandfather is here to pick you up. You know, and that was just heartbreaking.
So,
And
yeah,
you're just like, no, that's my dad.
Stop
And I'm
it.
like, okay,
Stop
that's your grandpa, but okay.
But at 60, I can still understand. At 60, 50.
This man is 83.
Yeah, I can still understand because you still have a little bit of energy to do things. Like
Right.
83.
Do you know how
are you?
exhausting kids are?
Exactly.
Children are so exhausting. Those
Fine, he's wealthy.
sleepless nights.
Fine, he's wealthy. He
I
can
mean, but
hire
yeah, you
a
can
dozen
hire nannies,
nannies.
you can hire sleep
But
nurses.
he needs to still be there present for the kid, and that takes time and it takes energy. That, yeah. Anyways, I'm not judging.
They probably decided, because I mean,
Yeah.
if she's dated all these people, she hasn't had kids with them, they probably, you know, came
Yeah.
to an agreement like, okay, you know what, listen, we're going to have a kid.
If she's
We don't
into
know.
that, let her do her thing.
Do
man.
you, boo? Now, artificial intelligence could lead to extinction, experts warn. Artificial intelligence could lead to the extinction of human experts, including the heads of OpenAI and Google DeepMind, have warned. Dozens have supported a statement published on the webpage of the Center for AI Safety. Mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority alongside other societal scale risks such as pandemics and nuclear war, it reads. But others say the fears are overblown. Sam Altman, chief executive of ChatGPT maker OpenAI, Demis Hassabis, chief executive of Google DeepMind, and Dario Amodei of Anthropic have all supported the statement. The Center for AI Safety website suggests a number of possible disaster scenarios. AIs could be weaponized. For example, drug discovery tools could be used to build chemical weapons. AI-generated misinformation could destabilize society and undermine collective decision-making. The power of AI could become increasingly concentrated in fewer and fewer hands, enabling regimes to enforce narrow values through pervasive surveillance and oppressive censorship. Enfeeblement where humans become dependent on AI, similar to the scenario portrayed in the film WALL-E.
I think I agree to a point. I think technology, especially where we're going now, I mean, we're creating sex robots, we're creating distance from human interaction, which we need. So I think we might be heading into a dangerous direction.
Do you think we're heading into it or we're already in it?
I think we're heading into it. We're not yet there. I think the moment people start like, yeah, I've just purchased a sex robot, or whatever, you know, when we get to that, and ChatGPT did my homework, you know, I mean, they are doing it technically, but I still feel like it's going to get banned. I feel like ChatGPT is, or it's going to be minimized.
Because the thing is, there's a
so
man
far,
that basically was demanding ransom from this woman, saying he kidnapped her child and got AI to replicate the child's voice. So he called this woman, and through the phone she heard her daughter saying, "Mommy, please help me. Mommy, please help me, save me." And this man was demanding money, only for her to later find out that her daughter was safe at home all along.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why I say we are already there.
We are, oh yeah, you're
And
right.
people
We might
are, I
already
mean,
be there, yes.
just last week, I mean, a couple of weeks ago, the godfather of AI himself warned about the dangers of AI. So
Yes. I know. It's my thing is, I think governments, I still believe in a little bit of
like the good of humanity.
Yes, the good of humanity. I think governments are gonna like, oh, cool toy, and then, oh no, this is dangerous. Let's put
But we've
regulations
seen
around
governments.
this.
No, but we've seen governments themselves using things for their own benefit.
True.
Like governments could literally be like, oh, you know what? We can use AI to do this.
But look at Facebook and how it was.
No,
okay,
don't
fine.
get me started on Mark Zuckerberg. No.
And I mean, there were consequences, or at least some form of consequences. There were, like, you can't do this without, I mean, in Europe, okay, fine, maybe in the States a little bit, but in Europe there was like serious consequences for him there. But you're right. We might already be in it.
We're already in it, because
and it might be too late as well.
Right now, all of our data, everything that we do,
yeah,
there's a record of it. Everything that we do, like even through your camera, right now your phone can be used as a recording device. Someone can tap into your phone without you knowing. Like that's why if you say something, all of a sudden you start seeing these ads about that thing, because your phone is listening to you.
The other day we just talked about one thing, and then I was like, I'm at home and I'm like, I've never searched for this thing.
Yes.
And now it's popping.
Now it's just popping up because your phone is listening. The camera, your front camera, there's a CIA agent somewhere with your video, like everything that you do. So y'all be careful.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Well, getting into our last story, SK Kosa is hospitalized in England allegedly because his fiancé beat him. My fiancé almost killed me. I'd like to say to the women who physically abuse men out there, I'm not keeping quiet. Choice Kate Mutembula beat me. I have injuries all over my body right now. SK Kosa said on a live on social media in a video that has now been deleted.
Oh, wow. I feel like we don't talk about domestic violence from the other side.
Exactly.
It's always men inflicting it on women, but we rarely ever speak about women inflicting it onto men. And that is actually a cause for concern, because, man, this is why we have higher suicide rates and things like that, because men can't really speak up about these things.
Apparently the abuse that men go through, even verbally, and it's conversations that we are not ready to talk about, but I think it's to tackle the GBV issue, we have to have this uncomfortable conversation about the abuse that women inflict on men, whether it's verbally or physically. We also do partake in GBV.
Yes.
Like from the story, from what I'm hearing, I think she makes maybe more money than him, or because she had the flight tickets.
In the UK?
I don't know what they were doing in the UK.
Okay.
But she had the flight tickets, and she said, no, you can't leave because I'm cancelling your ticket. And then he said, I can't buy my own ticket till like the 31st of May when I get paid. And it's like, yeah, I don't care what, just leave.
Shame.
Yeah, because it's like, that's abusive. That's financial abuse.
Yeah.
So, these are things that we don't talk about, but we always see it from, and he's going to be laughed at because he's a guy.
Exactly, because there's still that thing of, oh, but you're a man, why are you allowing a woman to hit you?
Exactly.
And no, guys.
As a society, we need to stop this. Yes.
Yeah, these are conversations that we need to have, because GBV really could happen to anyone. It could be the man inflicting it onto the woman, it could be the woman inflicting it onto the man, but nonetheless, it's still wrong, and people need to seek therapy and counseling. Like, for example, SK Kosa, he definitely has to go for therapy, because this could have seriously mentally
And he said it's not the first time as well that it has happened. So it's been happening. So it's just the first time that he's reporting it. But anyways, we cannot.
We wish him a speedy recovery. Now, the government of the Republic of Namibia, through the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism, organized the 5th Africa Youth and Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge 2023, taking place in Swakopmund under the theme Developing Youth and Innovative Entrepreneurship Solutions for Inclusive Tourism Recovery in Africa. The official welcoming remarks were given by Neville Andre Itope, the governor of the Irongo region. We'll get into that right after this break.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Moreover, I'm honored as the office in charge of the Irongo region to firstly welcome you to our region, while not taking the essence away from the main purpose of which we are all gathered here today, which is to welcome you to the 5th edition of Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit and Challenge. In short, Ait in Swakopmund. The tourism industry in particular has been identified by the government of the Republic of Namibia as a key driver of the economy. The Harambee Prosperity Plan 2 and the National Development Plan, which are development programs for Namibia, seeks to alleviate poverty through good governance and sustainable management of our natural resources. It is against this background that the Namibian government, through the Ministry of Sports, Youth and National Services, in collaboration with the Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Forestry, within the Tourism Growth and Recovery Strategy, to seek to include music, dance and arts in tourism products, as well as provide opportunities for cultural tourism, sports tourism and voluntary tourism. The aforementioned initiatives are all some of the measures that government initiated to ensure that the Namibian youth effectively form part of the tourism industry. The fourth edition of the Africa Youth in Tourism Summit, held last year in Windhoek, Namibia, was a huge success in that we witnessed the establishment of the Africa Tourism Innovation Hub in Namibia. The main objective of this Tourism Innovation Hub is to support the digital transformation in the tourism sector and build pragmatic tourism entrepreneurship program that empowers the youth with insight of the tourism enterprises, business intellectual property and access to global travel markets, mentorship and funding opportunities. The Africa Youth in Tourism Innovation Summit in Challenges is a Pan-African platform for youth and startup in tourism, travel, hospitality, aviation, and all related industries to connect, engage, learn, innovate, and grow. We here in Arango region see this platform as an opportunity to promote inter-Africa trade level or inter-African travel, tourism leadership, and capacity building. I hope that the ministry for bringing us this event, and I thank you very much.
they say all good things must come to an end, and that's all we have today for
But
you.
must they really? Must they?
Do you want to say goodbye? You don't want to
I
say
don't want to
goodbye.
say goodbye. I don't. I really don't.
You're bad at goodbyes.
I'm bad at goodbyes.
But I mean, you're gonna spend time with them this weekend.
Yes, I'm gonna spend time with. Yes,
with
yeah,
the
it's
viewers
true.
this
With
weekend. They
smell
get to
the coffee
spend time with you.
viewers.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're gonna go through what we're gonna do over the weekend. So
What
yeah.
are you gonna do over the weekend?
It's really cold, guys. I want to say I want to go out and do the most.
But
yeah,
it's a lie. You're
it's a
probably
lie.
gonna be. You know what? You can always slay in winter, and you can always have fun in winter. On that note, it's all our love, all our light, and until tomorrow, adios.